All right, we are back live. Welcome everybody. If you guys missed the stream earlier, we we were here breaking things down in real time when the entire debacle happened. Wow, that was crazy to say the least. And now we're just going to try to make sense of some things. We'll re-highlight some of that stuff for people just checking in. But for the most part, we want to talk about tomorrow and what's going to happen. So I got my buddy Mark with me, fellow YouTuber at
How you guys doing?
NYFC. What's up, man? What do you think here? What's in
What a
store
pump
for us?
fake.
Yeah,
What a pump
a
fake. I think we all kind of had our day tap the brakes when we got that notification. I got a notification on X and it just completely stopped what I was doing, put on the charts, uh, and then I think then I got another notification that it was not going down. So what a whirlwind. I think it's just crazy. And we talked about a little bit on the earlier stream, but for those of you that missed it, pretty much a giant pump fake, and it seems to be legit though. It was just an error, with the actual SEC account. So hacked or just compromised, whatever you want to call it, inside job, mismanagement. We're going to talk about it here on the stream. But for those of you that are coming back for round two, welcome. I appreciate you guys all being part of the stream. Zach was on for 2 hours plus, so he's just completely giving it all effort, 100% effort, because this is kind of the biggest news we got going for 2024 thus far. This is what we've been waiting for. So,
yeah, and definitely as you guys are coming in, give us your thought on everything that happened here. We definitely want to hear from you guys. Also, hit that like button for us and subscribe to the channels. I said channels. That's Mark's channel and my channel. I'll drop his channel down there for you. Actually, I should go ahead and put it right in the description of the video. Um, Let me do that real quick. I'll go ahead and just put that right in the description for you guys real quick. But yeah, we want to hear from you guys as you guys are filing in here. Let us know. We got a lot to break down here. I'm going to go
yeah.
ahead and drop his in the description. Go ahead, Mark, while I add that
Yeah.
there.
And as we get into it, guys, like it is the biggest topic right here on YouTube. So appreciate you guys all tuning in. Let's get it fired up. Let's try to get this live stream as big as possible. Put that BTC down below in the chat. Even if you guys don't hold BTC, let's just feed that algorithm. Get this live. So we want to have all your guys' opinion. We want to get all the insight we can, and obviously we're going to look into a lot of experts, analysts, and people closely into this SEC situation because there is really a lot to get into. It's something where we just want it to be done. We're sick of hearing about it. This has basically been a dumpster fire. It's just not only is it the biggest news of 2024, but like let's just get it straight. Let's get it done correctly. We've had our run in with the SEC and whatnot, and this is just time and time again. It's frustration. I think you guys are frustrated. I think when we talk about crypto and this like purgatory we're in, we just want to go. We want to start the cycle. We want to be on our own. And this government involvement, and yeah, if the Bitcoin ETF is going to be a great thing for crypto, yes or no? Obviously, let us know down below in the comments how you guys feel for the longer term of crypto. But I just don't even care right now. I just don't want it to be a negative from this launch. Like, don't screw this up. Don't screw it up. We've seen it with smaller cryptos. This is Bitcoin. This is the biggest move I think in traditional finance and in crypto digital assets. And right now, it's just this purgatory where we want answers, we want results, and we want to know: are we going up? Altcoins going up? Is this going to be something where crypto's dead now because of the institutional involvement? We want answers now, and we have deadlines, and I know you guys all probably have real jobs for the most part, and you have a deadline and you don't add up to your responsibilities, you're going to pay for it. And right now the SEC answers to no one, and it's just getting out of control in this tailspin that lies within this ETF coming about.
Man, you said a lot there and fired me up a little. You're right. You're right, though. I mean, this was supposed to be a great day, right? Like, this was supposed to be a great time. It was supposed to be, the start of this entire industry taking the next step, being legitimized, being deemed an actual asset class by the powerful people at B, right? And then all of a sudden, this thing goes terribly wrong today. I don't think it's the end of the road by any means. You can have your opinions. Was it market manipulation? Was it all planned out? Or was it simply a mistake? Was it simply something that, I outlined here in this tweet? The original breaking tweet that was since deleted has been called a hack, was posted at 4:11, which was interesting. 4:11, the information. Interesting time. Maybe the tweet was supposed to be scheduled for 4:11 tomorrow. So maybe this thing was all just a day early. We
Yeah.
can we can unpack that. But at the end of the day, it's really about what's next. It's about what's going to happen tomorrow. And hopefully, as our title outlines, hopefully the shit show does not continue tomorrow. Hopefully the shit show ends tomorrow and we get a Bitcoin ETF. We pump to 50,000 and we're back. I mean, and we're back up and running. We're back with the media talking about Bitcoin in a positive light. That's what I want to see happen. And yeah, man, I'm so fired up today. We were live for 2.5 hours. I am drinking a beer tonight. I am drinking a Michelob. So cheers up to everybody out there. But yeah, Zach Cruz, look at this. Former student of mine, way back at Kent State. Zach Cruz checking in. What's up, man? Over on X. Live again, 2 in a row. Boca's in the house. Ton of people checking in. We've got a ton of people. Galveston, Texas is in the house. Let me know where you guys are from, too, in the chat as we break this thing down. Where I want to start, Mark, is this Fox News article. I don't know if you saw this. It recently came out. So, will the SEC investigate itself after Gary Gensler dealt embarrassing blow in the Bitcoin ETF debacle? Kind of tongue in cheek, right? Being funny a little bit. Gensler was forced to retract the X post from his account, saying the official SEC account on X was compromised. I know you had a word about that word, compromised. What does
Yeah,
that mean? I,
exactly.
I don't know. But
I will say one thing: if that tweet came out at 4:20, I probably would have said it would have been more of a hack job. 4:11 is just maybe a little bit random, but if it was 4:20, I think that might have been a hack job for all intensive purposes. But kidding aside, um, we have a couple of theories, and if you guys were on the live stream earlier, you kind of actually uh, no developments, so we're still waiting on those. But you guys probably have yours as well. But yeah, it's just kind of funny. Fox News comes out with the article, so now this is going to turn into a little bit of a political brush as well, and I bet you they might not even have a mention of it if you go on CNN's website. But I
yeah,
digress.
yeah, for sure. So here's what they've got. We won't go through it line by line or anything like that, but basically, this was set to be a key event. The approval would open crypto to possibly millions of retail investors and institutions alike. The ETF would track the daily prices of Bitcoin, of course. Small investors could buy and trade shares of the ETF on a major stock exchange for the first time ever. Despite the SEC claims of being a victim in the mess, lawyers who deal in securities law say the circumstances surrounding the fake posting and the wild swings in Bitcoin it caused could spark an investigation into the SEC by the SEC. Bitcoin is technically a commodity, thus under direct regulatory purview of the Commodity Futures Trade Commission, or the CFTC. However, securities lawyers say the SEC has been blurring the lines of its mandate in recent years, particularly in the crackdown on crypto. Many say if a hack of this nature occurred on an account of a Wall Street or crypto firm, SEC staffers would already be on the phone demanding answers. This paragraph right here, super interesting. Now, what actually happens here? I mean, I don't know. But to your earlier point, Mark, is there anybody overseeing this? Like, it would have to be the SEC suing the
Yeah.
SEC or investigating the
Well,
SEC. I mean,
we
go
kind of
ahead.
got into it, and the SEC can be sued. It can happen, and with the billions in transactional fees that are being expected from all of these ETFs that are going to come about, and these institutions, um, these big time entities, they have some, possible. I don't know the legal ramifications. I'm not a lawyer, but if you guys are lawyers in the chat, please feel free. But you know, I could I could see the shoe being on the other foot. Instead, the SEC coming after the crypto folk. Why can't the crypto folk come after the SEC? It's something where there's a lot of possibility for damages, and this could be deemed market manipulation. I get in favor of whoever wants to be a part of these ETFs. And it's something where I don't really. I'm personally kind of like a glass half full person with the ETFs. So I just want it to be over with so we can see how it reacts without any other variables influencing this move. I want to see just what this does, how it stresses the crypto market, and then just move on and go back to normal everyday life. Because
Yeah.
it's something where now we have all this FUD, we have this like state of purgatory that we're constantly in, and it's just you got to get through the wall. We got to get over the wall and go back to normal everyday crypto life. Which sounds crazy, but it is, unfortunately, kind of the world we're in. In 2024, it's this is just the start of it too. It's just the beginning. It's going to get a lot crazier here. So
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy year by a lot of accounts. I think with it being an election year too, and you just got to. I mean, just to get off crypto for me, you just got to enjoy every day, man, and just ride the wave, if you will. We got a super chat coming in from Lazaro. If they postponed, it should. If they postponed it, they should get sued. That's an interesting angle. What happens tomorrow? Thanks again for the $2 super chat. Appreciate that, Lazaro. That is an interesting thought. If this is postponed, it causes more harm. I mean, now you're talking about ARK Invest, to your point, Mark, who they could go ahead and open investigation against the SEC because the ARK company, Kathy Wood's ETF, they are set to go live tomorrow. That is their deadline.
hmm
Now, some of the
and
other
it's the
big
only
ones are
one, right? That's the only one coming tomorrow, right?
only
That's
deadline
their
tomorrow.
their their date.
But the thinking was because their date is set for tomorrow, the thinking was that everybody else would be approved too. Otherwise, you give ARK a 2-month head start here, right? Which wouldn't be fair. And I mean, are they really going to do that to BlackRock? I don't think so.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah,
I mean, we'll see. But that will be something to watch tomorrow. All right, so let's see. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got a bunch of other people chiming in. SEC needs to be demolished. LOL. Congress is going to have a field day with Gary. Imagine having him in front of Congress and he swears it was a hack when in fact it was an inside job. F that dude. The SEC wouldn't be able to get their account up that quick if it was hacked. X will or
yeah,
hopefully come out statement if they truly got
yeah.
hacked.
And that's kind of
You
like what
think
we talked
someone's
about
probably looking
earlier.
into it?
Well, yeah. I mean, he definitely is, anticipating this ETF as well for his own, but
Yep. Yeah, Boca says it
I
was
just know he didn't
compromised.
write it. Yeah,
Yeah,
many
they
things.
never.
And
Yeah,
if it was hacked, a lot of times when that stuff happens, there's always a footprint. There's always like a signature. They'd let it go on, and then they'd come down at a later point and be like, "Gotcha!" Like they want to take some credit. Like people, you know what I mean? So
people.
it's something where yeah, you would know. I don't know. That's just my personal thoughts. I think personally, just a staffer screwed it up because you look into the style, the tone, the semantics of what he actually said in his tweet or whatever you want to call it. This isn't something where he has the time to write that. He's not like sitting in his office like getting his tweet all ready and drafted up. Somebody did it for him, just like they do for any government official. Basically, they all have these staffers that prepare, and they probably just scheduled it for 411, business hours, normal business, and it's always the end of the day. It always is the end of the day, and then
Yep.
that way you can,
Push
it's
it under
not
the
going to be
rug.
too volatile. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it does it with the stock market. It's always the end of the day, Mondays and Fridays. And,
Yep.
but we all knew from the tweet where he went in those threads and he posted basically his outlines for volatility, digital assets, and how it was kind of like guidelines with crypto. And it basically was like him saying, okay, guys, you know, easing the reins a little bit. We're getting ETF, Wednesday. Here we go. But just remember this: it's kind of like we knew this was coming, and now we have the threat of a postponement and more FUD in the market, and that's kind of where why we need to talk about it and why we're doing these live streams is just because we literally could be in this live stream right now and something could come out, something could leak, something could absolutely drop about today's events and possibly even tomorrow's events if somebody gets his win. So who knows? And it's going to be a constantly evolving subject too, because like you said, it's only the first one. It's the tip of the iceberg. So there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of volatility, and the bigger conversation is how this is going to affect the all coins, in my opinion. So,
Yeah, yeah, we'll take a look at that
and
too.
you know,
Go ahead. Good. You have something else?
and just how Bitcoin's managed on centralized exchange, and just kind of like the fact that this is getting away from the whole mantra, not your keys, not your crypto, and now we're just institutionalizing Bitcoin a little bit, and
Oh,
that
there's no doubt.
whole effect is not being that's really not being discussed as much, and that's kind of what got me a little bit concerned, I should say, because I just worry about it becoming too centralized.
Here's my thinking on that. I mean, as long as they allow people to hold their Bitcoin where they want to hold their Bitcoin, I'm okay with it. Because the people who understand the power of holding their Bitcoin in their own control,
Yeah.
they will, right? I mean, there will be
Hmm.
a lot of people who just hold it on a centralized place because it's easier and it's with their trusted broker, and that's fine. But the day that they say you have to do that or else, that's what's scary.
That's yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's scary.
and
And let's hope that doesn't happen. Here's what's going to happen if that happens. You're just going to see a mass exodus of Bitcoiners leave the United States. I mean, you're already seeing it.
yeah,
It'll just proliferate. It'll just be more. I mean, that's just my 2 cents on that.
yeah.
So
It's
the Fox Business article goes on. I just want to read this little blurb here. In addition to possible market manipulation, the SEC passed new rules in July for so-called cybersecurity risk management for regulated entities. These rules would require registrants to disclose material cybersecurity incidents and material information on their cybersecurity risk management strategy and governance. They have to look into this matter since Bitcoin moves so much. This is a quote. It's a given. One securities lawyer told Fox Business. A registered broker deal would have to make a filing with the commission because the price of Bitcoin moved materially. Speaking of that movement, we saw it move from 46 and some change all the way up over 48 and some change. Also, the SEC violated its own cybersecurity rules that were just outlined in that paragraph above. I've never seen something like this. um, Pretty nuts. So, SEC press officials didn't return calls regarding how and if it plans to investigate the compromise and the motives of who was responsible. In a statement to Fox Business, it said the X account has been compromised. The unauthorized posting regarding Bitcoin ETFs was not made by the SEC or its staff. An SEC spokesperson added the SEC. So listen to that. The unauthorized posting regarding Bitcoin ETFs was not made by the SEC or its staff.
hmm, hmm. Well,
And
that kind of
yeah,
compromises the compromising, right? Or it's
it's
a
a
wrinkle.
source. I mean, that's what I'm gathering here. We've got a super chat we're going to get to in just a minute. Brett Lopez is coming in. Appreciate you, Brett. I know you were on with us earlier too. We'll jump right to you here in a second. The unauthorized, okay, so an SEC spokesperson added the SEC has determined that there was unauthorized access to an activity on the SEC Gov X account by an unknown party for a brief period of time shortly after 4 p.m. Had to be brief because they had regained control, 20 minutes later. That unauthorized access has been terminated. The SEC will work with law enforcement and our partners across government to investigate the matter and determine approximate steps relating to both unauthorized access and any related misconduct. Gensler, meanwhile, is a controversial figure. Okay, this just goes into that. Yeah, obviously he's taken a heavy-handed approach to crypto. We know that. All right, so Brett says, thanks for always keeping us in the loop. Hey, you bet, man. Appreciate you for always rocking with us. I know you've been a member here on the channel and a person who's listened in for years now. So can't thank you enough, brother. Appreciate you. Where the hell is that plane? Okay, there it is. So this is getting more interesting, isn't it? Do you think we're going to learn more tomorrow, or do you think it just comes out and they try to sweep it under the rug? Do you think we're going to get more insight and information into this on how this all went down? Do you think there will be an investigation? I don't know. I mean, and that goes for everybody out there. Give me your thoughts as we're getting more and more people file in here,
Yeah,
almost 300.
Yeah,
people.
awesome, guys. But no, what we're talking about is this either being preemptive, or is this going to be a reaction for tomorrow's move? Like, was it always going to come tomorrow? Was it always going to be delayed tomorrow? And does this early post, is this going to be something where the decision is going to be altered because of this post? That's kind of where I'm at. I don't know what was going to happen. I think we all were in the same boat that it was going to come. They were going to get an approval for one ETF and see how it reacted, how it stressed everything, and then from there on forward, then we were going to have a move where, okay, it really didn't cause too much havoc. The markets are kind of, not crazy volatile, so we're going to let more ETFs into the fold, and then they would, approve one like on a basis where, you know not all at once. You don't like. I think that's more of a hesitation thing. Like, they didn't want to just jump into this ETF world, uh, and it's more so where we look into this tweet. I don't know if you're in the tinfoil hat group and you kind of believe that this was orchestrated or this was done on purpose just to delay Bitcoin, so that way it was viewed as like kind of like, it wasn't Gary's fault, but it was, or is this going to be something where, this was just change the cards? I don't know, and that's what we're gonna have to see tomorrow. And we all have seen this play out, and it's probably gonna make a lot of people have to go to a lot of meetings tomorrow, and they probably are gonna have to revisit everything. Yeah, but or we're just gonna get like an early morning 9 a.m. Up, it's approved first thing, first thing on the desk kind of event, and then the markets go crazy, and some manipulation entails. So hard to say, but it's going to be a wait and see approach, and like that's probably what's going to happen. They're probably going to find a patsy, just like everything in government, and Gensler strikes again. So
Yeah, Tori, thanks for the super chat. It'll be interesting to see what happens. That's for sure. Crypto executives say he has exceeded his statutory mandate by regulating crypto through enforcement. Talking about Gensler here. By enforcement actions, even though the SEC doesn't have clear congressional authority to do so. They say he was forced to approve the spot Bitcoin ETFs only after losing several high profile court cases challenging his crypto regulation. None bigger, of course, than Ripple. And they won their section of the lawsuit there against the SEC back in July, basically deeming XRP not a security on the retail side of things. We'll see how that all plays out with XRP this April. As just a couple months from now, we'll figure out, what the SEC comes back with. It's no surprise that after the hack, he was vilified by crypto enthusiasts and Wall Street execs as the clueless bureaucrat. Scores of trolls reposted an October warning. I don't know if you saw that. Do we highlight that earlier, Mark? The October
mm-mm.
warning. Also, see official X account that said, "Be careful what you read on the internet. The best source of information about the SEC is the SEC."
Yeah, the
Hilarious. That's
internet's
well.
definitely undefeated.
Oh, that did
When
not
it
age well
the
at
me
all.
No, yeah,
Um,
and
yeah, it was Edward Snowden who chimed in, stating, "Jesus Christ, Gary, get your shit together." In a subsequent post by Snowden, he stated, "You had one job. Snowden is wanted in the United States on espionage charges." Of course, he now lives in Russia. The announcement of Wednesday's likely approval has been well choreographed by the SEC staff in recent weeks during conversations with issuers like BlackRock, ARK Investments, Grayscale, and others. This is why we think the deal will get done tomorrow. I mean, there's been a lot of smoke here.
yeah,
Gensler himself has been going to Twitter, as we highlighted in the stream earlier, talking about, be careful, right? Kind of
yeah. When
preluding.
everything's done,
Yeah.
right? Everything's done. The T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. The only thing now is this going to be, is this an effort to buy time to see a little bit if it was a market manipulation act, or, or if it was just something where, is this going to cause pause? And that's what we won't know till tomorrow. But, if this was basically, by all accounts, an actual hack, then yeah, we're going to get basically, I wouldn't be surprised if it was first thing in business tomorrow that they put this into act, and then that would be kind of crazy, because it's just building. It's the build up, guys. We see it with launches. We see it with, you know, everything in the markets is FOMO, and now we don't throw FOMO around with traditional finance. And now, I mean, this is what we're entering into, is where it's this war. I feel like that's going to be brewing for a while with, financial people that are actually Wall Street people versus, the what is crazy to call it, but the traditional crypto people. So war will rage on.
For sure, for sure. We'll be here for it no matter what. We'll be here breaking things down for you guys. So make sure you guys drop a like on the video here that you're watching right now. Of course, subscribe to the channel and subscribe to Mark's channel as well. It is linked in my description of this video. Go right over there and check him out. Click that subscribe button. We're trying to push his subscriber base up to 4K. Maybe even do it on this stream. That would be epic.
Appreciate you guys.
So yeah, so this was the article that we just highlighted. Eleanor tweeted that out. Gary had this thread back on January 8th, just yesterday, right? Highlighting, and this is what we mean. I mean, everything's
Yeah.
kind of a done.
And yeah. And if he wrote those, like, see, somebody wrote this for him. If he had, I just know people, and it's not like a play on, age
Did he know how to
demographics or whatever. But
the
does
thread?
he know where these emojis are? And I'm sorry, but any government official that gets 27 million views on any social media platform should not have the keys to any of his or her social media platform. If I got 27 million views, I don't want to be. I want to have a lawyer posting my posts on X. So he does his thing. He works. He's not like sitting on the toilet doing his thread. Oh, I'm going to put this tweet out with the crypto asset investment guide. Here's my threads, everyone, and look at these nice little custom emojis that I got because I work for the SEC. Like, no, this is inside job, and like I said, guys, 25 million. That's not even counting the true impressions. I mean, I don't think anybody should have the ability to be that much of a platform, truthfully. But yeah, this was done by lawyers and people on that front. So
Yeah, Scott Guthrie says, "Do you think there'll be an investigation into the origination of the tweet, IP address, etc.?" Here's the thing, man. If I know Elon, he might do some shit like that.
yeah.
I mean, Elon might just go ahead and do that. He's all about that kind of stuff. I mean, look what he's done with the Twitter files. Look what he's done with the Epstein files. I mean,
Hmm.
um, it's well, the Epstein files are a little bit different, but um, the Twitter files, that was huge, huge, huge stuff, and he was very happy to break all that. So if there is something there, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, um, I don't know. Maybe it was an honest mistake. I'm kind of over that point of it now, Mark. To be honest with you, I'm kind of over that point. It is what it
Hmm.
is. If we take a look at the price of Bitcoin, that's kind of what matters most, I think, right now, and what happens tomorrow. So let me find my chart here. Where the hell is it? Actually, we'll go here first. So, I mean, we're coming back up almost to 46K. I mean, you see, we actually bounced over 46K here. But still, I mean, there's a lot of people who got wrecked there on the short term. But if we take a look at kind of where we are and where we end up tomorrow, I mean, if we come back up here to 46, 47 before we get the news, and, we'll see. I thought we'd get to 50K. I think we were heading there, if we wouldn't have had the pullback because it was fake. But, um, what do you think happens tomorrow? Let's say the Bitcoin ETF gets approved. What happens to the price of Bitcoin tomorrow? What do you think?
Well, look. I mean, look at it. I mean, we didn't really get. That's the 7 day? Yeah. I mean, like, even with what we saw, right? Nothing really happened. Um, you would think that this would be like with how volatile crypto is and how volatile the bets are with Bitcoin. But I mean, not just Bitcoin, but altcoins, everything right now. This is kind of the speculation right now. But you're either in that camp where everything's baked in, which I truly don't think it is personally. And that's where you're going to see this kind of reaction, I think, where truly I think Bitcoin is going to go on a tear. My only concern is how the altcoins react. I don't want to see this like seesaw effect where, you know, institutionally it's just kind of getting on the rumor mill and a lot of altcoins crash. Because traditionally, Bitcoin coefficient and all that stuff with the correlating historical trends, like we're used to that. And if we get in a world where this ETF is just pulling from the altcoins and pulling from, the sentiment where everybody's like, oh God, Bitcoin's just going to be the big, the end all be all in crypto, there's only so much to go around. So I'm just hoping the ETF drives adoption, which drives more money into entire crypto, every aspect of crypto. And that causes everything to do well, not just the bankers, the financial advisors that are making money, such as Edward Jones and all those, places that you can get that they have 1% commissions and all that stuff. I want everybody to win because of the Bitcoin ETF. I don't want just, you know, the Bitcoin ETF facilitators to win in that regard. So that's what I'm more curious to see. I know Bitcoin's going to do well. And truthfully, if we didn't even have the ETF, has your position changed on Bitcoin? Or, I mean, everybody believes Bitcoin will one day be 500K, right? Everybody has that very bullish, supply and demand and the digital gold mindset with Bitcoin. I know more people like that than not, and that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think that can be applied to all coins as much, and I'm worried about that. That's the only thing that I'm worried about, and I'm more of a skeptic at heart. So it's not intended to be fun in any stretch of imagination, but I just worry about how this all trickles down, just from an SEC standpoint, a regulation standpoint. Is this their back door of basically regulating the entire crypto space? Or is this just a way to enable crypto? Is this just an enabling Bitcoin? And I just, that's where I'm at. I don't want to know. I don't want to see too much of a reaction. I just want it to happen. I want to see everything continue to go up, continue to approach a bull cycle, and just continue our move into the green. But right now, it's kind of just scary that Bitcoin ETF could be going up and Bitcoin going down. I don't want to see a seesaw effect. I just kind of want to see this gradual, slow, organic growth from all crypto. So, don't leave it up to the financial advisors to add more market manipulation, because that's going to ruin crypto. And it's supposed to be decentralized, and that's what we're getting away from.
Well, a lot of good stuff there. I think the analysts and all of that, the financial analysts and all that, I mean, they're going to push people to Bitcoin right now. That's the
I
only
mean, make
thing
money on it.
that's the only thing they can push. They can't go push
Yeah.
Ethereum, right? I mean, we're saying this once the ETFs are approved. Once they're all approved, they can't go and say, "Hey, I know everybody's talking about Bitcoin, but check out this Ethereum. You see what's going on with Solana? How about Bonk? You see what's going on with Bonk?" They can't do that yet. Now, do I think the SEC is gonna, you know, not capitalize, or I shouldn't say the SEC, really the powers that be, they're going to figure a way to regulate this because there's too much money to be had outside of Bitcoin, right? I mean, Bitcoin is a big chunk of the market, 53%, but there's still trillions of dollars there left over that make up Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and all of these other ones. Now, they went after XRP, lost so far. Are they going to go through every single one of these? Are they going to go into these individual lawsuits with Solana, with Ethereum? Maybe with Ethereum. Maybe. I hope they don't, but I could see that. But I think at the end of the day, they're going to make money on this as an asset class. They're going to put together not just a Bitcoin ETF. I think an Ethereum ETF. I think an XRP ETF. I think you're
Now,
going to see a
which one do you think will be next?
it's tough. It's tough. Quick note though,
'Cause
Bonk is going absolutely crazy right now, which is nuts. Up 27%. One of the top gainers. But it's interesting. We talked about this the other night. Mark, it's like in most cases, I would think Ethereum because that's like second best, right? I mean, just take a look at the
yeah.
market caps here, right? I mean,
The only
you're
thing with
talking about
that is there's too many big players that would have to be in a Ethereum ETF that are securities. And I mean, and that's kind of,
what do you
is that a
mean? What do you
bad
mean by
thing
that?
though?
What do you mean by
Just in
that?
view by in view by the SEC, right? Like is that going to be a negative that with all the scrutiny, or is that part of why they want them to be so that they can monetize it into an Ethereum ETF? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or is
No,
it just something where they're going to be excluded? You know, that's where I'm at.
I'm
Like, do they want? does the SEC want them to be securities for their own financial gain, not just from a regulation standpoint? Like, is this their way to
Yeah.
regulate all of crypto? Like,
Yeah. And
if
the
there's war
CFTC,
on,
the CFTC wants Ethereum to be a commodity. That's how they make money.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean,
So
so it's like,
it's this
it's
constant
yeah, it's the tug and pull. But eventually, once it's
pull
all
up
ironed
of,
out, they're going to try to make money on it. I mean, but you just wonder, right? Like, okay, could they go after Ethereum next? I think they've really opened the floodgates with the move to proof of stake. As much as I don't, think that's a bad idea from a business standpoint, it sucks because in the eyes of regulators, if they were proof of work like Bitcoin, we might be having a different discussion. Because even the SEC deems Bitcoin a commodity. I mean that's pretty nuts, right? The SEC again, they make their money off labeling things securities. Even they think Bitcoin's a commodity.
exactly, exactly.
Um, but what happens with Ethereum? BNB, we kind of know where that sits in the United States. I mean, they don't like it at all. They've come down hard on Binance. But then you've got, these two right here, Solana and XRP, USDC stablecoin. We're not really talking about stablecoins, but I think that's going to be a huge, huge focal point after this Bitcoin ETF. That might even come before anything else.
Yeah.
Stablecoins. Why? Because that hits home the hardest. That is like the attack on the dollar, right? I mean,
Hmm.
what is Tether? How is Tether? They print Tether all the time. They also print U.S. dollars all the time. What's the difference, right? So it's funny. I was at my class reunion. Mark and I graduated high school together. So I was at my class reunion, and Sturts and I
Hmm.
were going at it with crypto. It was fun. And Sturts is smart, and he's coming at it from a different angle. And he was like, well, they just print more Tether, and they just file that into Bitcoin whenever they want, and they boost the Bitcoin price. I'm like, and what do they do with the U.S. dollar? They print more
Exactly.
of it, make it more valuable. It's the same shit, except Bitcoin's
Yeah.
finite. At least it can't go on forever. Like once it's all mined, it's all mined. It's done. It's slightly better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I got off track maybe a little bit, but
One note with this whole ETF thing. We're talking the next to come. My history with, obviously not financial advice, but my traditional history with actual stock ETFs. Okay, I was always into the ones that incorporated like classes. So like if you had, you didn't want to just pick one of the big tech companies. So you would pick an ETF, so you would stay diversified and you'd have a little bit more well-rounded growth instead of, putting all your eggs in one basket. So when it relates to this Bitcoin ETF, if I ever were going to get into it, or if somebody was like, I don't know about exchanges, and so I'm just going to get, I'm just going to have my financial guy get me an crypto ETF. I'd be more inclined to get like the Bitcoin making up like 60-70% of that ETF, and then having that fund basically that has the rest of them all encompassed. I think that'd be more of a direction I'm going into, and that's kind of where I just see this as a giant loophole for
yeah,
the stock guys, the money markets, just to get access to somewhat profit, get their commissions, get their fees, and then we're talking in the billions. So that's where it's kind of this back door to regulation because it's all about the money, and that's just kind of where I'm at on this. And I just really hope that we're not like letting you know we're not letting the nuts back into the asylum, for lack of better words, when it comes to this form of adoption of crypto, because we're all watching crypto on YouTube, and obviously we all own crypto, and we don't need to go get it from a guy at Edward Jones, or you know your broker. We don't need it like that. So it's kind of something where that's what I'm worried about. You guys can all buy your own crypto your way, and this is just more so the government's way, in my opinion. So that's what I worry about.
yeah. Yeah, Wyatt's got a good point, or a good comment here. If the U.S. was seriously worried about crypto challenging USD power, they would put more fight up against BTC ETF. See, I don't think it's Bitcoin though. I think they're just recognizing Bitcoin as an asset class, and the U.S. By the way, the U.S. government's the fourth largest holder of that asset. They don't
Hmm.
care.
Which
They
there you
dominate
go.
it already. They dominated already.
They're
So it's not that. It's not challenging power. What's challenging them more than anything, in my opinion, here are stablecoins, USDT, and USDC. To me, that's challenging where I think they want to go, which is a digital dollar. I mean, let's face it, everything in the world's getting more digitized. Everything is going digital. What makes you think money's not going to go that way? How many places now don't even accept cash? There's literally places where, like, no, your cash isn't good here. You got to use credit card, right? I mean, that's where our world's going. So I think the more that goes that direction, they're worried about stablecoin payments, right? Like, where did you get this USDT? Oh, like, because what's coming next? You're going to be able to scan your phone with your crypto wallet and pay anywhere. Oh, you're paying with USDT. Well, what's that? We don't control that. We don't see. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think I think it's going to be murky. I mean, I don't know. But like places like Dubai, they've already figured it out. I mean, I don't know, exactly what all that looks like. But hey, I don't want to digress too much. So this right here, we were talking about what the SEC is going to do next. Coins and tokens that the SEC has called a security. Okay, this was we talked about this earlier in our stream before. So those lawsuits that came out against Binance and Coinbase months ago, back into 2023, the SEC specifically named 19 digital assets there as securities, adding to their running total and creating a total number of 69 cryptos that the SEC has labeled a security. There's actually a chart out there. By the way, Dogecoin and Shiba Inu are not on it. Interesting.
Yeah, it's basically everything but Dogecoin and SHIB and XRP and Bitcoin.
Because they don't have a figure. They didn't have a ICO. They didn't have initial coin offering. They had a fair launch like Bitcoin. But the most notable assets here: Cardano, Solana, Polygon, Cosmos, Near Protocol, Binance Coin, Filecoin, Algorand. Now, Cardano fought back, I think, more than anybody else. Hoskinson came out like literally immediately and said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Our ICO was in Japan, wasn't in the United States. So you can't say what you want to say."
Yeah.
So, am I worried about this? I guess not, because I still hold a ton of Cardano. I hold Solana. I hold Polygon. I hold Algorand. I mean, what's your take on this? Do you think this is a scare tactic? Do you think? I mean, are they just going to handpick
Well,
what's a security and what's not? Like, what are they going to do?
my biggest thing with all this whole regulation effort is that there's really no guidelines. There's no protocol. There's no procedure. Like there's no published publishing of from the SEC. If you want to be a cryptocurrency recognized as a commodity, do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so on, right?
Correct.
So basically, it's just like what they're doing now with all their other mandates that they're trying to come up with to regulate crypto and crypto people is that they're just throwing, whatever they want to do. And it's like the Wild Wild West. And Cardano, for example, they're entering where they be their new era where they're trying to get into that governance to truly be decentralized, right? And it's something where you look into these cryptos and it's going to be the next step, but there's no guidelines. So like I think if you went up to the leaders, and that's the big issue, Bitcoin has no leader, right? But if you go into Cardano, Solana, Polygon, and you go to whoever's in charge with those decisions, and Gary Gensler goes to Charles Hoskinson's office and says, hey Charles, let's sit down. I want to make you guys a commodity. Let's make
Here's what
your
we got to
company better. Let's make blockchain better, right? Let's get out of the courtrooms. Let's just quit wasting taxpayers' money. Let's just sit down, hash it out. Let's find a way where you guys can be a commodity and we can go on and go after the bad guys. That's not happening. That's not
right.
happening. And that's
Right.
what's most concerning for me because it's becoming now a vendetta. It's becoming now like just a hunt, if you will, where they want to have their door open to make money and to keep it close so they can still have their hat in the ring when it comes time to crack their whip. And it's their way of control. It's their way of control, and it's something where you obviously can understand this and to not talk the political side of it, but it's just how it is. It's how it is with things that weren't crypto. And The SEC's, this isn't new to them. It's just a different chapter, right?
For sure. They're rolling with an iron fist. And you're right. I mean, it's not like they're trying to solve the problem. It's almost like they need the problem to exist, right? They don't solve the problem. They just want to, talk about the problem and
Temper it.
yeah, we're
Like
fighting the problem, we're still fighting the problem. It's a problem and we're working on it.
it's crypto
You're
with a
right.
curfew. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. 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 It's frustrating. I mean, it really is. So we got some people commenting in, saying, I need some SEI tokens. We covered them today, first time on the channel. I'm looking into it. Definitely interesting, layer one. Road Dog's
hey
got some
Zach,
interesting stuff. And yeah, what's up?
pull up that bonk chart. Let's just give it a quick peek. See what that pump's all about. I
Yeah.
want to look at the see if we're getting anything from the indicator if they called that one.
Yep. Let's take a look. I bet you we did. There's the bonk 1 minute. Oh, we got something on the 1 minute. Just a
Absolutely
little.
fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah, just on the 1 minute, not too long ago. So already just on the little 3% move 41 minutes ago. But if we go into the hour, I bet you, yeah, there we go. There it was.
Jeez. I got to get off live
Yeah,
stream to start trading.
I know. Dude, here's the thing. So I've had XT Algo built now for a while, and I've made some successful trades, but I'm so busy always on YouTube. I never have enough time to really take full advantage of it, which is crazy. But it's right here. I mean, this is in the last 36 hours. Yep. In the last 36 hours, you've seen a
40%.
41%. Yep. I mean, this is just easy money using XT Algo. Guys, that's the trading indicator that I had built. It is seriously, I can't I don't know how I can sell it to you without selling it to you. This thing freaking works. Like with crypto and stocks, we've got a discount code rolling down there on the ticker. That is Mark's discount code. He's been talking about it as well. It's actually a little bit better than my discount code. Mine's at 17% off. You get 20% off using NYFC this month. So if you guys are interested, go to xtalgo.com, check out that discount code NYFC for 20% off. Get started today. This is what you're missing. Like right here, bonk, last 36 hours, boom. And the cool thing with XT, I've talked about this at nauseum in some videos and stuff. The cool thing is you could set your own customized alerts, right? So if, bonk is one of those ones you want to track, if you go to the website, right on TradingView, when you download the app on your phone, you could easily set up your own custom alerts for anything crypto stocks related. There you go. So that way, if you're on the go, boom, you've got it covered. I got a tutorial video here telling you how to use it. And as soon as you sign up, again, instead of 47, this is like $35 a month right now using Mark's discount code. When you sign up, immediately you'll be sent to a page. It's a step by step, and I tell you how to do everything. If you have any questions, we got a customer support email. He's ready to help you every step of the way. And I want to see you have some winning trades here to start the year in January. So check out that link down below. As you can see it rolling across, use that discount code NYFC at checkout for 20% off. So yeah, good call on that, Mark, because you're right. I mean, there's just opportunities here every single day. And I miss a lot of them, like admittedly, because I'm not a full-time trader. But for those of you guys, I've got my alerts set on about 40 cryptos right now, and I do get a few a month. I wish I can sit there all day and just trade. That'd be great.
I think I'm going to set up a portfolio. I think that's what I got to do it just so I can
We could
have
be
some
talking
fun with
about
it
that.
on the channel.
We
Could do
might end
one.
up do like a group portfolio and just show people how.
Make our own ETF, But
That'd be cool. That'd be
anyways,
cool. Oh, so Road Dog said Ecuador's under mandatory lockdown, gang takeover, bomb threats, kidnapping, and killing. Hate to hear that. Airports are closed. Black Swan in Ecuador. We'll have to keep tabs on that. Appreciate that, man. Gangs took over
geez.
news stations, started wearing masks and heavily armed. Okay, we'll look into that for sure after the stream here. But all right, man, what do you think? You think we wrap it up here?
Yeah, we covered a lot. I think we're going to be covering it tomorrow as well. Make sure you guys all come over to NYFC. Link down below in the description. Appreciate you guys giving me a follow on X and on YouTube. Crypto content every single day. also try to answer all your guys' messages as well. But as the channel grows, that becomes increasingly hard. But all good stuff. We're gonna have an exciting 2024 too. I think it's something where halvings coming up, as well as these ETFs rolling in, and the new presidential regime, whatever that may be, red, blue, it's still going to impact crypto. So we're gonna have a lot of news along the way, coverage with all that, talking all your favorite cryptos. So I appreciate you guys growing the channel. It's all thanks to you. I appreciate it.
Yep, awesome, man. I put both of Mark's links there right in chat for you guys. And man, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We're getting some great feedback on these live streams, man. So I think people are loving it.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy.
Great
The
video.
one earlier, did we have 2,000 people, right?
Yeah, we had upwards to
Just
about
roughly
2,000.
with the and that was in full disclosure. That was when we thought it was it was go time. It was go time, and
Yeah,
then ended up being a little bit of a head fake. So
yeah, it was definitely that. And hopefully tomorrow we get the real deal. Hopefully we can report on
yeah,
that. We'll see if we can do another live stream at some point tomorrow. We'll see if that lines up. But people are definitely enjoying this, and appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you all so much. Get some rest out there. It's been a wild day in the cryptocurrency markets. Mark's links are down below. His Twitter is in the chat. His links are down below. And check out that discount code 20% off NYFC at xtalgo.com. Don't miss out on this opportunity this month. Start making some money in crypto and stocks, trading some of these securities on the stock side and some of these cryptos as well. All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you.